For that. This is Yono and the Celestial Elephant, a very, very special game. Very excited to show it off. With me, I have Zik, who will be helping commentate this, because there's a lot of stuff happening in this game, so we're going to do our best to keep up with it, but if you see some weird stuff happening during it, just assume we're doing something we're not supposed to do. But before we get started, I do have one important thing to put on. You need to put this elephant hat on for good luck. Otherwise, this run will not go well. But I think we are ready to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Yono is a puzzle adventure game where you're playing as an elephant from space. So in the tutorial, you're supposed to talk with this NPC and, figure out how to play the game. But instead, we're going to go into this tree and maneuver our way around and avoid it. And there's actually a second dialogue there as well that you're supposed to talk with her, but she's invisible. You can't see her. Though she does talk with you all the way across from here. That's the only one you can't avoid. When you dash across edges, you get a bunch of speed. So right here, instead of doing the pinwheel, we can just dash across that puzzle and skip it. And then for this final puzzle here, instead of going all the way around, once we push this block onto the pressure plate, we're able to blow this pinwheel and go onto the platform before it goes all the way up. So that is 4 skips in the tutorial, and I'm out of breath already. How's it going, Zik?
Oh, it's going great. The tutorial is a really good indication of how this run's gonna go. I mean, it's gonna be really fast-paced. He's gonna be doing a lot of skips.
Yeah. Next is Monk Skips. This is Windhill. This is a little, small town. You're supposed to put some water on the monk that's over there, but instead of that, we can go around the invisible wall by using a chicken to kind of maneuver ourselves around. And in the same way, we can avoid putting this fire out just by kind of parkouring around the bushes right there. So we do have to wait for these spikes, though. We can't skip around those yet. We'll figure that out one day. So this is a snake cave. Yono has a funky hitbox because Yono can hit things behind and in front of him and to the side of him. So you kind of try to organize these snakes, which are kind of in weird randomized places, to be around you as you're hitting them, so you can hit multiple at once.
So believe it or not, this game has combat.
This game has some very interesting hitbox stuff going on. So we have a key, and we sequence broke it out by going on top of a pot instead of using it in a keyhole. So we're not supposed to have a key in this room yet. And we're going to use it to our advantage because we're going to wedge ourselves in here and we're going to fly into the air because Yono, even though Yono can't jump, Yono can fly. And we're just going to go on the out of bounds seams because why not? We're out here anyways. We're going to go in this chest. Oop, we almost got it. Let me actually make a save here. Oops, I think oh darn. Oh well, my health is low, so we need to not make any mistakes. That's unfortunate. Forgot to make a save before. And so we need to ride this key as it's launching up from this chest. Just very precise. So as we fall into the water with the key, as long as we don't complete the animation for grabbing the key before we fall in the water, we are able to keep it with us. Usually we'd lose the key. So it's a very, very precise thing. We're actually gonna use this key that we got to use as a little ramp because this entire room's like a big circle and there's a wall in the way so that you don't go the short direction. But we just kind of cut through there. I'm actually gonna check these and get some health because our health is a little low. And, I think the tech crew would appreciate us not dying and having to redo this section. So we'll do our best with that and break some of these pots for some extra health. So our health is a little bit better now. So with this key, we're not supposed to have a key again. And if we fall into that water there, we just lose the key and we have to redo the section. So it's kind of scary during this. We don't want to make too many mistakes. Usually there's a key that spawns in that rock down there, but we can do a magic trick and make it appear. When you bring a key into a room that's supposed to have a key in it already, the game's like, you can't have 2 keys in a room. This is ridiculous. So it just doesn't spawn the other one. So we've sequence broken a key this entire time that we're not supposed to have. And the entire point of that is there's one final puzzle. And this final puzzle is 2 rooms long, and it takes forever to do, and puzzles, I'm not very good at puzzles, so instead of that, we're gonna just use it on the final room and skip it. So we're at the end of Hedgehog Forest now. This is probably a good time for a couple donations if you have any.
Oh, I got plenty. Let's start with $10 here from Anonymous. Thank you for keeping me entertained while I work from home all week. Happy to help with that. I've also got $50 here from Bloppy. Took a week off vacation just for this. This is great, and I'm glad I get to watch the whole thing.
All right, so we need to make a save here for a very specific reason later on, because Nightingale City, which is where we're at right now, is we're supposed to talk to the Queen, and instead of talking with the Queen, we can just jump over this guard that's supposed to tell us to go back and talk with her. We can just do some, just bounce on his head for a second. We can also skate along this railing right here. We'll see if it works. Almost worked. You can kind of get on top of the railing, and Yono kind of goes sideways a little bit, but we kind of got it. It was close enough. But the save we made will be very important, but the bad part about the fact that we have to make a save is that there's only one save you can make this per file, I guess. So as we're doing this, we are not able to make any safety saves anywhere, so we need to not make any mistakes. Or they'll be not happy with me, probably. So we did some more key boosting up that ramp, so we had to do some special stuff to do that. So we sequence broke a key out really briefly there, but we're just going to use it here. So when you load into a load zone, dashing is usually only a couple frames faster than walking normally. But if you dash right as a load zone ends, the slower part of the animation doesn't play, which is really important for this section. But you're supposed to use a box to block all these bullets that are coming across here. But instead of doing that, if you dash at just the right time, you can avoid taking damage. Now, unfortunately, you don't have a key because you can use it to do a little key boost here. Instead, we have this fun skip, which can take 1 try, or it can take 3. Could take 4, maybe. 4, okay, 4 sounds good. We're fine with that. That's all right. Not good marathon luck yet. Maybe it's holding out for later. So this empty bucket can't weigh down that pressure plate. But if you stick Yano's head inside of it, there's 2 different things pushing it down at the same time, and the game doesn't know how to handle that. So when Yano's head leaves the inside of the bucket, it just stays pressed. So we can just leave without filling that with water. So this is the part where our health is kind of important. I'm going to play this a little safe. We're going to stick our head in a tree over here. Just going to hide here. If you can't see things, they can't hurt you. See? Everything's fine. So we'll grab the health there as well.
So bullets.
Enemies in this game are pretty simple. They're see thing, bonk it.
So for people that don't know this game or this run, what sets this run apart from the regular any % major skips category?
So any %, you end up, there's a train station that lets you go to different areas you've unlocked, and you do a skip using that train station to avoid doing any of the stuff we're doing right now. It's a 2-minute long run, but you don't get to see cool stuff like that, like using skulls to boost over 2 gates that you're supposed to do. So this is Thunder Garden. There's a whole crypt section, there's a boss, there's a bunch of light puzzles. It's pretty cool, but we don't really have time for that, so we're gonna stick our head inside of these flowers. And there we go. That's the entirety of Thunder Garden. This is Acorn Woods. It leads to the robot area, which is a whole long dungeon. It's got its own boss as well. And then you're supposed to come back here after you finish it, and it lets you go to Woolly Mountain. But instead of doing that, we can do something cool called a tilt. And tilting is when you are partially on a ramp and you don't move after you start dashing, and Yono will start to get tilted. And eventually we'll just leap over the gate. Avoiding having to do any of the stuff mentioned before. And Savade has done a lot of work with tilts and a lot of other stuff like this. Skip right here. Very cool. Letting you get up here. Oop, we'll do it again. Why not? Show it off twice. It's pretty cool. Oop, show it off 3 times. Why not? There we go. So you have to kind of do a little bit of... Ooh, okay. Yano's misbehaving. That's unfortunate. I don't know why Yano's going straight up there. Yano's rebelling. There we go. Cool. And then we can just do some... You have to walk with confidence. You have to have confidence when you're going across that gap or it doesn't work. And that lets us skip doing a whole lot of block pushing. You're actually supposed to melt a lot of snowmen, but we're not really here to do that. We don't want to melt any snowmen. So this run has 0 melted snowmen during it, which is something we're pretty proud of. So if you enjoy snowman, this is the run for you. So we're gonna do another tilt here. This one's a little bit less consistent than the other one, but it's fun because Yono just leaps right over. If you get too close to the chili peppers, it spawns enemies. So we're just gonna do a very small circle around it and then dash through this bush to get through. We used to use a key here, but my girlfriend found a skip of you just dash over that. That's the entire skip. We used to use a key to boost over it, but why not? And this is even easier. You don't even have to dash over it. You just walk towards it and you just go over this half slab. But we're gonna outdo that with this next skip. We don't need a pot. We don't need to dash at all. We're just gonna kind of walk towards it. There we go. And we're over another gate. So this skip here is actually decently challenging because we're gonna fall off this edge, and as we fall off the edge, we have to flick our camera and dash it just before you start. Once you fall too much off the edge, you're not able to keep going, or you're not able to input a dash. So you have to dash right as you're falling off. It's very easy to mess that up a few times. So this is the queen. She's upset with us because we didn't talk with her, so she sends us to jail after this very cute cutscene. Unfortunately, this jail is very easy to break out of. And the Queen's Dungeon is great because there's new enemies here, and these new enemies, when you defeat them and you knock them out, they stay, like, usually they disappear in a bunch of smoke, but they actually just kind of take a nap on the ground, and it's great because we can use the guard right here. Oop, never mind. Ooh, can I have the key back, please? Thank you. We can actually use this guard here to walk on top of him, to get on top of the barrel, to get the key into this place right here, to wiggle in here, to go on the out-of-bounds seam, to walk across the out-of-bounds seam, and go around the gate. So now we sequence break key out. And if you remember from before when we sequence broke keys out, some fun stuff happened, and Queen's Dungeon has probably the wildest stuff in general with the run, so it's gonna be fun times once we get past these few rooms right here. So, like before, there's supposed to be a key that spawns there, but because we entered the room with a key, it did not. So we're gonna do another magic trick. We're gonna leave the room and come back, and not only is the key gonna be there, but the puzzle actually resets itself, so the door is open, so we can just walk there and get the key and leave. So this is a skip that Savade found as well. What we're gonna do is, if you hit a guard before their animation activates, they just start ice skating around like this. Their animation breaks, and they just do this, and you can stick them in the corner and pop them up like that. So this skip is extremely complicated, but I will just say, when you gain a lot of velocity and you go past the bounds of the ceiling, the game tries to place you back down, but it doesn't get rid of your velocity. So if we wedge ourselves in a corner and we get a bunch of velocity, Yono goes to space and then just leaves the room. That's pretty much it. We're gonna do another key boost here because we kept our key with us. This might be a good time for a couple donations before we get to the end of the game.
All right. Let's take $10 here from Jesse. Elephant emoji. I've also got Moose Lampa here with $25. Yono Pog. Good luck, bullets.
Moose has done a lot of very good work with the game. Moose was part of Moose and Savade found the skip that we did in Hedgehog Forest. So we still have our key, but we're gonna have to use it here. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to part ways with our key, but by parting ways with our key and using how we're supposed to, we're gonna do some wild stuff. So first things first, we're gonna put this guard in this corner here, and we're gonna just shuffle to the side a little bit and dash, and Yono will gain flight once more and launch over all our problems. This one's a little bit more finicky, but if you dash at the right time, Yono gets launched right to the end of the puzzle. If you dash in the right way, you can also clip inside of the fence there, and it's silly, but not super helpful. It saves a tiny bit of time. And now we have the final skip before I have to start explaining a bunch of save warping strangeness. But what's happening here is we have to do a very precise setup. And if we precisely put ourselves, I'm lining part of Yono's foot up with something. And if we do it just right, Yono tries to use the water bucket, but gets clipped inside of it and gets forced out and gets launched into the out-of-bounds seam. So I can't even explain why this box goes through this gate. I honestly don't know, but we're able to use that to skip a couple of rooms. But anyways, so we have save warping coming up, and save warping is So we have a boss fight coming up ahead, and there's a little cutscene beforehand. But when the boss's cutscene starts, like normal, the game's just like, hey, since you've started the boss cutscene, the only way out of here is to finish the boss, which is good for us because when we load the save that we made earlier, an NPC spawns where we made the save, and that NPC is necessary to talk to make the portal to the end of the game spawn. So the game thinks we're in a post-boss state, and we load a location where the NPC we need to talk to is. So we trick the game into not having us fight the final boss, and instead we gotta walk all the way over here. I need to take a breath. Okay, so that's save warping, and that is the end of the run. We have a little cutscene that's gonna come up here, but I do wanna do some shout outs while this is going on. Thank you, Nicholas Holland, for making this lovely game and also being really cool about speedrunning and just general like laughing along with us for like the silly stuff we find. Thank you, PLP and Beef, for making the run what it is today. Thank you, Sneaky, for his amazing runs. Thank you, Savade and Vis and Moose Lampa for their glitch hunting and bringing some new energy into the game and just their general just new eyes on the game. Thank you, Kinnan, for introducing me to Yono. Thank you, Zik, for staying up to do this with me. Thank you to the entire Yono community. That's time, by the way. I have one more shout out. Thank you to my girlfriend who stays up late at night, helping me find silly tricks in this game and just being generally really supportive. And I'm just really blessed to have her in my life. So thank you guys for letting me showcase this and letting me showcase the hard work that the whole community has put into this. And best of luck to the Alien Isolation runner for their run coming up right after this.
Awesome. Thank you, Bullets, for that run. That was adorable. I'm gonna have to get that game. That's on the list now. That is a thing that is going to happen. And speaking of things happening, we have a lot of things happening here. This is still Summer Games Done Quick 2020 Online, powered by Twitch. Let's catch up on a couple of donations here. We had $100 come in from Craycraw. No comment on that, but thank you so much. We also had $25 from Crocodile. Yono is the adorable story of an elephant who refuses to do the puzzles in his own game and forces his way out of bounds with brute force. I mean, yeah, that tracks to what we saw on screen. All right. We are going to do a Twitch ad real quick. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And we are back. Once again, this is Summer Games Done Quick 2020 Online. I am Mr. Game and Shout, and I am just about done hanging out with you here. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get a couple more donations real quick. We got a $50 donation here from Sir Hides a Lot. I've been enjoying these runs for a long while now, and I'm finally able to throw some money at it. GG, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for that donation, and thank you everyone for your support and your donations so far. God, it feels good to be back at GDQ. I also have a $50 anonymous donation. Games Done Quick is great. Helping people selflessly. Keep up the good work. Oh yeah, haikus are still happening. I gotta be honest, I declared myself Team Limerick earlier, but these haikus, y'all are killing it. We have a $100 donation from DDR Coder. I'm delighted SGDQ is still on. I needed this. I feel that. All right, y'all. That is going to be it for me for tonight or this morning or whenever we are. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in for these awesome runs. I'll be coming back with you here in a few days for a run I'm looking forward to, a little thing called Doom Eternal. It's going to be great. Coming up after I'm back, you will be in the hands of the one, the only, the Kyle Thomas. But before then, I think we're going to have one more little check-in with everyone's favorite prize man coming to us live once again from the prize parlor. Again, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning, and I will be seeing you all in the future. Sint, the floor is yours, my friend.
Everyone, and welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2020 Online. My name is Sent, and I just want to tell you all about some of the amazing prizes that you all can win by donating before the end of Alien Isolation tonight. Now, Alien Isolation is coming up real quick on the schedule, so make sure to get those donations in as soon as you can. Let's just start talking about some of the great prizes we have available for you. So, from our friend Puzzle P, for I believe a $10 minimum donation, we have this absolutely beautiful Grim Child painting. I love Puzzle Piece style. Again, it just reminds me of like that elevated doodle style that you would do in high school, but you know, taken to a different level artistically. Super cool. Again, if you haven't played the Grim Troop Hollow Knight, you really should. Great expansion. This is a great painting. Again, I believe a $10 minimum if you want to get in on winning that painting. Now from Emre, we have a pair of beautiful Hollow Knight Amigurumi figures. Of course, we have the knight himself along with his traditional nail. And we have Hornet along with her nail attached to a nice long string. Super cool set, super cool medium to work with. I believe they are $15 minimum donation and they come as a pair. So you know, you can set Hollow Knight and Hornet up in your living room and enjoy them at your own leisure. Now from our friends over at Fangamer, we have this absolutely amazing Hollow Knight Collector's Edition as it tries to slide out of the case there on me. It's available in your choice of Switch, PS4, or PC release, so it doesn't matter what platform you have or want the game on, we can make sure that happens. It's got all kinds of great stuff in it. I believe it's got like a custom brooch that, you know, replicates the old Kingdom brooch in the game, as well as I believe there's a hand-drawn map in there and plenty of other great stuff. $15 minimum donation again from now until the end of Alien Isolation, so make sure to get those donations in. Let's set that aside real quick. Talk about a couple of beautiful prints from our friends over at Studio Pinpin. We have one depicting the Grim Troop arriving in Hollow Nest, as well as one picturing the Hive Knight fight. If you caught the Hollow Knight run a little earlier tonight, you didn't see the Hive Knight fight, but if you've played Hollow Knight, you know that that fight is fairly difficult, and these are super cool prints. They are wide prints, they look great, and again, $5 minimum donation to possibly win these. What more could you ask for? Also from our friends over at Studio Pinpin, for a $10 minimum donation, we have this lovely Hollow Knight playmat. Look at this playmat. It is a full-sized playmat, and it's absolutely beautiful. Depicts Hollow Knight at one of the stations. I think this actually might be a Queen station. I think I was close last time. Memory's a little fuzzy on the game. It's been a year or two, but definitely beautiful art style, beautiful location, and it's a functional playmat. You can play cards on it. You can put your mouse on it. You can use it as a mouse pad. You could, use it as a nice TV dinner tray for when you're eating on your strange pink chair. What more could you want? From our friend Vats of Goop, we have this pair of absolutely beautiful Hollow Knight prints, finished with a little holographic finish here. I'll move them back and forth in front of the lights so you get a little bit of that effect. Trust me, it's much more resonant in person. These are super cool. The pair comes together and they're a $20 minimum donation. You want them, you gotta donate for them. That's what you gotta do. And now one thing that I'm not gonna be able to show you very well from sitting in this position is we have from Unlovable an absolutely amazing Hollow Knight Old Nail Charm. You have to head over to GamesDoneQuick.com, check out the tracker. It has some beautiful pictures of it. It is so nice. Like, I pulled it out of the box and I just went, whoa, hold on. This is beautiful. It looks great, and you definitely want it. I believe it's a $25 minimum donation from now until the end of that Alien Isolation run. And while I might not know whose bass that is, I certainly know whose bass this is. Okay, that joke doesn't work. This is a guitar, but it could be a bass if you win the grand prize, which is, of course, a custom replica from our friends over at Heroic Replicas. And pick one of the many options. This is one of them. Beautiful Zora guitar, but it's also available as a bass. It's a functioning electric guitar or bass. It's super cool. You can choose your color on the finish. The winner at AGDQ got it in bone white, and you can see some pictures of that actually in the tracker. It looks so good. And hey, while you're over at the tracker, why don't you check out all of the upcoming speedruns we have in the event and all of the upcoming amazing incentives you can put your donations towards, because you don't have to put your donations towards prizes. All you gotta do is donate. And while you guys go over there and check that out, let's put it back up to the front as we get ready for the next run in the marathon, which I believe should be that Alien Isolation run.
Hello, everybody. It's me, the Kyle Thomas, here to guide you through a completely innocent tour of an unsuspecting spaceship with nothing to happen. It's good to be here. We're going to take you over to a Twitch ad real quick. Stick around, and I'll be right back. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Summer Games Done Quick 2020 Online, powered by Twitch. Coming out of that Celestial Elephant run, keeping it space-themed with more weird creatures in space. We've got a bunch of donations coming in. Thank you all so much for your generosity. Got one from Shark Tato. with $100 says, longtime watcher, first-time donator, watching with my little sister and letting her choose the incentive. Looks like she wants to make the Twilight Princess file name bid war a little bit closer. Good luck to all the runners. GDQ hype from the both of us. Thank you, Sharktato. We appreciate it. Got another donation here from Roland, 98 for $15. Awesome event so far. Hope all the runners have fun this week. I tell you what, up to this point, it's been a lot of fun, and I can only assume it's going to continue. Make sure you're getting those donations in. We mentioned some bid wars. We've got a bunch coming up. The big one to hit is our next bonus game, which is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, sitting at just shy of 9,000, heading for 40. So get your donations in for that or any of the other things. We've got costume choices, we've got names, we've got endings. When you're making those donations, make sure you're picking those incentives. And also, make sure you're getting those prizes. Who doesn't want to send you something? Got a donation here from Image End for 15. Always glad to be able to donate when GDQ rolls around, and I'm glad to be able to do so this year given current circumstances. Put this towards the next bonus game, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because you can never have enough speedruns. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Let's keep this as long as possible. I also see that we're sitting in the 230-something thousand range, 237,850. You know, I'm going to ask a little favor here. I'm going to ask the night crew, all you night watchers, all you other time zone watchers, let's see if we can't hit 250 during this alien run. Huh? We can do that. I have my faith in everyone here. Oh, we're continuing on the haiku train with a haiku from Thawed, who donates $100 and says, a haiku. Donated a hundo. Let's play Mario Kart 8. Maybe read on stream? Thawed, you did it. You did it. It was confirmed to be read on stream. And just a little reminder here, everything that you're donating is going to Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders is an international medical humanitarian aid organization that works in over 70 countries around the world, providing life-saving medical humanitarian care and speaking out about what they see in those areas. Their work aids people based solely on need, irrespective of race, religion, gender, or political affiliation. MSF is committed to safeguarding their patients' right to autonomy, confidentiality, and informed consent. 90% of their staff is national, meaning they live locally and are from the country that they work in. MSF relies mainly on the generosity of individual donors, with over 90% of MSF's income coming from private donors giving small amounts. It's an amazing cause, especially during these times. And you know who they're talking about in that? They're talking about every single person here. All of your donations for that are what they're saying is that 90% of income. So be proud of yourselves. You're helping make all of this wonderful stuff happen. Oh, we've got the alien isolation donations starting to come in here. Maxwell gives $25 with an alien isolation haiku. Crawling through dark vents. A strange noise is heard nearby. Save the frames and hide. Maxwell, thank you so much for that haiku. We've had a bit of a haiku versus limerick off, all us hosts chatting in the background and all your donations coming in. Myself, I'm a limerick guy. So if you want to donate with some limericks, I'm ready to read them. If you want to donate with haikus, or heck, if you want to go crazy and get a sonnet, maybe you can fit all those lines in there. I'm not sure. Maybe spread it out over a few donations. Just Google some poetry forms. Let's see what we can get. Let's get weird. We've got a few hours, and if anything is weird, it's alien isolation. That H.R. Giger art, That Xenomorph is one of the weirdest. Let's get some stuff dedicated to old Stompy. Got another donation here from Logie for $40. They say, it's my favorite time of year. Thank you guys for working so hard to make this work. My year would have felt different without SGDQ. Speaking from the heart, Logie, I feel the same way. I block these out on my calendar the day they are announced. Got My Hero Zero coming in with $25, saying showing some love to the